is Madam Jennifer from Educare TZ. I'm a biology teacher, and we are currently proceeding with our lecture series in biology subject for Form 1, and we are proceeding with our lovely topic of viruses, Kingdom Monera as well as Kingdom Protoctista. My lovely Form students, you have already passing through different subtopics comprising this topic of virus, Kingdom Monera, and the Kingdom Protoctista. We have already covered on the virus, we have already covered on the Kingdom Monera as well as the two subphylum of the Kingdom Protoctista, and in today's session, I will pass you through the remaining three phylum or phyla of the Kingdom Protoctista. Welcome. The third phylum of the Kingdom Protoctista is the phylum Apicomplexa. Within this phylum Apicomplexa, the representative organism is known as Plasmodium species. So, organisms found in this phylum are unicellular and parasitic. Unicellular, these are the organisms which are made up of single cell or single cell organism, and a parasite meaning that they are parasitoid organism, meaning that they depend on their host cell for their survival. At the same time, they cause infection or disease or harm to that particular kind of the host they are depending to. For example, there is Plasmodium species which can cause malaria in human. Example is Plasmodium is one of the examples, the protozoa which are consecutive agent or consecutive cause source of the malaria to human being. The carrier of this Plasmodium species is mosquito, known as the female Anopheles, which acts as a vector or carrier of the Plasmodium species when it sucks the blood milk from the human being. So if the Anopheles mosquito is infected, it will inject this Plasmodium species where they can invade different body organelles or host where they can affect a human being. Now, what are the characteristics of the Apicomplexa which distinguish them from other members of the Kingdom Protoctista? The first one, they are unicellular. Both also these Apicomplexa or Plasmodium are unicellular, meaning that they are single-cell organism. Also, they are parasites with complex life cycle involving host and the vector. So they are parasites. Also, they have complex life cycle, meaning that they have more than two hosts. First one, they have vector. Also, they have the host which is human being. Also, they reproduce sexually in the host and asexually by multiple-fission in the vector and host. This Plasmodium reproduce asexually by multiple-fission, meaning that they divide into more than two type of the cell or population which are capable of evolving into new organism. Also, when they're inside the host cell, they reproduce sexually when then they are in the liver cell or when they are in the red blood cell where they can reproduce. Also, they are eukaryotic cell, meaning that they have nuclear bond membrane. Also, this Plasmodium when the Plasmodium enter a body, they attack the red blood cell as well as the liver cell. So these Plasmodium are host specific, meaning that they invade a particular or specific kind of the cell. When they invade the human body, first of all, they invade into the liver cell where they cause infection and then rupture where they enter into the red blood cell and circulate to the whole body of organism, and this will result to the anemia. Also, what are the effects now of the Plasmodium species? My lovely former students, Plasmodium species is one of the consecutive agents of the malaria. So, what is the effect of malaria? The first one the effect of the malaria is anemia. It can cause the bleeding. Why? Because when it will invade the red blood cell, it will result into rupturing, which will result into excessive bleeding, inapelekea anemia, and which will result into death. Now, Plasmodium species causes malaria. Malaria can lead to inflammation and rupture of the spleen, which ambao ni bandama, ni responsible for the formation of this white blood cell. Also, may result the miscarriage for pregnant mother. Kwa wanawake wajawazito, in case wakigua malaria inaweza ikapelekea mimba kutoka. Ndio maana mama wengi wanasisitiziwa kwenda kliniki. Also, can cause anemia and severe malaria can lead to death. Vile vile inaweza kapelekea rupturing of the red blood cell, hivyo kapelekea excessive bleeding ambayo ndio anemia. Vile vile if malaria is not treated inaweza kapelekea kifo. It is one of the dangerous disease. Mostly katika Africa countries, most of people are dying because of this kind of the disease. The other phylum of the kingdom Protoctista is phylum Coleophora. Coleophora, within this phylum, organisms found in this phyla are unicellular and are found in aquatic habitat. So the organisms which are found in the phylum Coleophora are aquatic, also they are unicellular. Aquatic means that they live in water. Example is Paramecium species. This is the structure of the Paramecium species. Here you see, this one is a nucleus which contains the genetic material or DNA. Also, there is food vacuole. This is for temporary storage of the food. Also, there is cilia. Cilia, these are used as a medium of attachment to the host or to the host cell. Also, they have pellicle. Pellicle, this one form the protective layer for defense against the host digestive enzymes. Also, there is horograph. This horograph is for ingestion or intake of the food into the mouth. Also, there is this one, anapod. This is for excretion. Also, there is contractive vacuole kwa ajili ya osmoregulation. Because they are living in water, they need to balance the amount of water. Because if there is not this osmoregulation, they will end up in bursting. So they have this contractive vacuole kwa ajili ya kuregulate the amount of water. Now, what are the characteristics of the paramecium? First one, they are unicellular and they have slipper-shaped. So this organism also unicellular, meaning that they are single-celled and they have a slippered shape, as you already seen. Also, they are heterotrophic, meaning that these organisms are incapable of making their own food. Instead, they depend on other organisms so as to survive. Also, they live in fresh water, meaning that they are aquatic organisms. Also, this paramecium, the body is covered with the short hairy structure called cilia. Also, they have this cilia or hairy structure which are used as a medium of attachment to the host cell during the feeding, since they are heterotroph. Also, they use cilia to move and create feeding current. Also, cilia is used for movement, also for creating feeding current, which is another term of heterotrophic. Now, the body of paramecium is covered with pellicle. Pellicle, which is used for the maintenance of the shape as well as the protection against the host digestive enzymes. Also, they have oral grooves through which ingestion take place. Kwa natumia hii hapa oral groove kwa ajili ya kula au kuchukua chakula kuweka mdomoni. That is the meaning of ingestion. Also, have a food vacuole which are formed to hold and digest food particle. Vile vile wanakuwa na food vacuole kwa ajili ya temporary storage and holding of the food particle before the digestion or excretion. Also, paramecium species feed on bacteria and other microorganisms. They are heterotrophic, meaning that they depend on other organisms as a means of food. So, they do feed on bacteria and other microorganisms, other small organisms. Also, they have anopole, which are used for elimination of undigested material. Vile vile hapa paramecium wanakuwa na anopole kwa ajili ya excretion, the removal of unwanted material which are no longer needed in metabolic activity within the body. So they are excreted through the anopole. Kwa sababu if they are not removed, they can accumulate and become toxic, ambayo inaweza kapelekea danger kwa a particular paramecium species. Also, paramecium species can reproduce either asexually or sexually depending on the environmental condition. So these paramecium species are capable of reproducing both sexually and asexually, but it depends on the environmental condition. For example, when the environment is well equipped with plenty of food or in favorable environment, they tend to reproduce sexually. While if the environment is not favorable, example in the drought condition, they tend to reproduce asexually. Now, what are the advantages of the paramecium? The first one, paramecium species play a role in the environment as they help to clean small particles of debris in the water as well as feeding on small animals. The paramecium are heterotroph, so they tend to feed on another organism. which are found in the environment like microorganisms and other bacteria. So by doing this, they are used in the cleaning up of the environment, which are important in the environmental or nutrient recycling. The other one, disadvantage of paramecia species. What are the disadvantages of this paramecia species? The first one, some celiophora species, example Balantardium coli. This Balantardium coli is found within the body of the pig. So those watu ambao wanakuwa nakula sana sana pig, nguruwe, wanakuwa they suffer from this particular kind of the protozoa ambaye anaitwa Balantardium coli, ambaye anaweza kupelekea ugonjwa unaitwa Balantardiasis. So make sure that when you eat the pig, make sure that it is well fried and cooked so as to avoid the disease or infection from this particular kind of the paramecium species. Also, this Balantardium invade and destroy the lining of the intestine, causing disease called Balantardiasis. Also, paramecium species feed on bacteria which decompose sewage. So these paramecium species, they are heterotroph and they tend to feed on this bacteria. Ambao bacteria ni saprophyte, meaning that they feed on dead organic matter. So when they feed on this saprophyte, what will happen? They will result to the pollution of the environment, kwa kuwa wanakuwa wanafeed au wanakula wale bacteria ambao ni necessary for cleaning of the environment, for feeding on dead organic matter kwa ajili ya recycling. So in case wakifeed kwa particular bacteria, meaning that wale bacteria hatakuwa available kwenye mazingira kwa ajili ya recycling, inaweza kapelekea pollution. Now, when they feed on this bacteria which decompose sewage, this may delay to the decomposition of the sewage, kwa inaweza kapelekea pollution to the environment. Now, our last phyla within the kingdom Protoctista is phylum Zoomastiginia or phylum Zoomastiginia. So, organisms found in this phyla are unicellular and flagellated protozoa. So, the organisms which are found in this particular xylem Zoomastiginia are unicellular, single-celled. Also, they are flagellated, meaning that they are mobile. They are flagella so as to move from one place to another for search of the food, mate, and other metabolic activity. Also, generally they may be found in bloodstream or in the heart. So this particular or this kind of the Zoomastiginia, they are found or they are invading or they are hosting within the bloodstream. Wanakuwa, these are blood sucker, wanakuwa wananyonya damu, wanakuwa wanapatikana within the bloodstream au katika heart. So these are very very dangerous Protoctista. And for example, there is this Trypanosoma species. Example of Trypanosoma species, tunasikia kuna ugonjwa wa malale. Ugonjwa wa malale inasababishwa na Trypanosoma species ambayo inaitwa Trypanosoma brucei, ambaye ana be carried by the tsetse fly ambayo ni mbungo, ambaye anakuwa kama vector or carrier. So when this particular kind of the Trypanosoma species take a bite or blood meal in the body of an organism of the human being, and at the same time anakuwa ana inject this Trypanosoma brucei ambao wanaenda kuinvade this blood stream. Kwa hivyo inaweza kapelekea anemia, inapelekea hapa sleeping sickness, inapelekea kutanuka kwa this lymphatic vessels, inaweza kapelekea kifo, hivyo inaweza kupelekea kichaa na vitu vinginevyo. So this is very very dangerous kind of the Protoctista. And this is the structure of the Trypanosoma species. As you see here, it has it has kinetoplast. Within this kinetoplast, where there is mitochondria, which is necessary for production of the energy kwa ajili ya kuendelea kuweza kumove. Vile vile ina this food granules kwa ajili ya food storage. Also it has this nucleus, ambayo within the nucleus ndio kuna DNA, kuna pellicles ambayo ni kwa ajili ya protection and maintenance of shape. Also it has this flagella kwa ajili ya movement. Also it has this undulating membrane kwa ajili ya maintenance also of the shape, na vile vile kwa ajili ya movement. Now, let us see the characteristics of the Trypanosoma species. The first one, they are unicellular Also, they have slender-shaped, elongated, and dorsal-ventrally flattened in shape. Also, these are heterotroph, meaning that they depend on other organisms as a means of food, and where their main source of food is the blood, that's why they tend to host in their bloodstream, also in the heart. They are blood suckers. Also, they are parasite in wild animals. Vile vile hata Hyponosoma species ni parasite, wanaweza kusababisha magonjwa kwa wild animal, kwa binadamu, vile vile kwa domesticated wanyama wa kufuga kama mbwa, na vile vile wanyama wa mwituni. So they are parasite to both this kind of the organism. They have mass of mitochondrial DNA located near the mitochondria in a structure called the kinetoplast. So within the kinetoplast where you get the mitochondria. And mitochondria is the powers of the cell, meaning that its cell respiration to take place and produce energy for other bodily activity. Also, the body is covered with thin elastic and permeable pellicles. Hapa pellicon kwa ajili ya protection, maintenance, vile vile permeability kwa ajili ya intake of the nutrients. Also, mostly produced sexually by binary fission inside the host cell. This trypanosoma, they tend to reproduce asexually by binary fission. Binary fission meaning that they tend to divide into two equal halves, in which each part is capable of developing into maturity adult with exactly copy as that of the parent cell. Now, what are the disadvantages of the Trypanosoma species? My lovely former students, this particular kind of the Zomastiginia or Trypanosoma species are very, very dangerous to wild animals, domesticated as well as we human beings. Example, Trypanosoma brucei is consecutive agent of the disease called trypanosomiasis or sleeping sickness. Example of this Trypanosoma brucei ambaye anapelekea sleeping sickness. Also, it can be transmitted through bites of vector called fly or through blood contact from an infected person. Kwa mtu ambaye ana ugonjwa wa malale or sleeping sickness, in case akiwa in body contact, akiwa in contact with the uninfected person, it can be he or she can infect that particular person. Vile vile it can be transmitted through vector ambao ni carrier wa huyu Trypanosoma species ambao ni flies. Also, now I'm sure that you are aware on this topic, which was the viruses, kingdom Monera as well as kingdom Protoctista. We have seen on the meaning of virus, their characteristics, kingdom Monera, characteristics, their advantages, and their features. In kingdom Protoctista, we have looked on different phyla which are found on it and characteristics, their example, their advantage as well as their disadvantage. Now I'm sure that you are well equipped with a lot of knowledge, a lot of concept in this particular topic. So make sure that you go through and search in different books in your school, in library, or in online sources, so as to deepen your understanding. But before I sum up my topic or my session, I would like to take you through this simple task so as to recall what you have already covered in this particular topic. The first question is, list 2 features showing that paramecian species belong to kingdom Protoctista. The second question, distinguish between Apicomplexa and other Protoctista. And the third one, using well-labeled diagram, describe the characteristics of the Trypanosoma species. My lovely Form 1 students, that mark the end of our lovely and enjoyable topic of viruses, kingdom Monera and Protoctista. Please keep on following Educare TZ for further learning, and don't forget for subscription as well as the comments.